Tiriano, building bonds, building future.
Good morning, everyone. I, Gaurav Singh, welcomes you once again. And today we are going to start your fifth chapter, that is understanding laws. It's very important that what is a law, why it is important for our classes. So we will study in this class all about the laws, why it is important, from where it came, how many people were there to make the laws, is a country can run without law. So all this thing, all aspect we will try to cover in your class. So very first you should know about the understanding laws. What is laws? It is very true. If you want to control, if you want to make anything in control, you must have to keep some provisions, some laws through which one can control. So in a democratic country like India, where laws are very important because it's a very much diverse country in the world. Okay, so let's come to the next slide. Just wait. So you can see here about the laws, which deals about some provisions which is made by the founding father of the constitution. They always are taking care about the future generation, means whatever laws we are going to make, it must be executable, it must be justifiable for the upcoming generation. So most of the parameters, whenever you will check in your constitution, it is completely for the welfare of the people. Okay, so it makes a very great sense in terms of judiciary, in terms of executive, in terms of legislature. So all the three organs of the government can be controlled with the help of laws. So I hope you understood about what exactly law means, because a country can't sustain without laws. Even in your family there is also one member who is having more power than the other members of your family, because he or she knows very well about the family's condition, and he or she is very much aware about the all the functionaries of the family, whether they are satisfactory for the family members or not. It depends and it varies. Okay, so it is there about the laws in your family. Sorry. Whenever you will go in a village, in a panchayat, and in a center, then you will most of the time you will experience that it is very much important to know the laws. Whenever you used to come in the school, there is also a law which is very much important, because a school, a country, a state, a village, a family cannot sustain without laws everywhere. Sometimes it is also preferred as the protocol. You should follow the protocol, you should follow the duties, because the rights are also secured by the constitution. So you also have to take care about the duties. Okay, so I hope till now you understood about the laws, and the motto of this chapter is to understanding the laws. Okay. Then in this chapter we are also going to describe about a brief study about law making process in India. So what was the process through which laws are made, especially in the country like India. So we are going to deal here. You can see, I think font size is very much less because it is in a flowchart diagram. So I think it is quite smaller as compared to general. Okay, so legislative process, parliamentary procedure. Okay, so the series is like that. Basic function of the parliament is to make laws. It's very much known to all of you. And in that, the parliamentarian can make the law, can change the law, can amend the law, can pass the bill, and then they can also repeal the same. Then introduction of bill in the parliament, either it might be possible Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. In both the houses they can go for the bill. Then circulation of bill means the after writing the bill, it is circulated in both the houses, and it varies, either it is a financial bill, a money bill, okay, it varies. Then passage of government bill, if there is a government bill, or that means I have already told you there are two types of bill, private bill and government bill. So a bill undergoes 3 readings in each house, 3 readings, at least 3 times they have to read, okay, the same bill, that is in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, before it is submitted to the president for assent, because ultimately the assent is given by the president. After finalization of the bill in both the houses, it goes to president, and president give the assent, and on that basis it is able to become an what, law, and that law came into the public domain, and executives used to act the same law, that is called act. Means that was earlier it was bill, then it became what, law, and then act, okay. And the prime motto of that law is to sort out the problem associated with the society, associated with the people, associated with the general problem. So that is there. Then assent of the president is given and it became law. Then you can see here bill becomes law. यानी आप ऐसे समझ सकते हैं कि लोकसभा राज्यसभा के बाद ये प्रेसिडेंट के पास जाता है, और प्रेसिडेंट का एसेंट जैसे ही मिलता है ये बिल जो है वो क्या बन जाता है, लॉ बन जाता है. उस लॉ को जब एग्जीक्यूट किया जाता है ऑन द ग्राउंड लेवल, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एक्ट. ओके, सो आई होप टिल नाउ you are able to understand what exactly is the process of making law and how it can able to convert from a bill to an act. Okay, so I hope till now I am very much clear to you. So history of making laws in India. So in that some of the points which is mentioned in your book and the chapter, that is it can be traced to ancient India. Means there was Akbar, okay, then there was Shah Jahan, and a Mughal Empire was also there, and later on you have also some knowledge about British India, so Britishers were also there. So all the kings and the Britishers, they were using the laws to control the territory and the people of that territory. It means they are always having a single tendency: if there will be law, then the things will be under control. Means if there will be protocol, means people will follow that protocol, and that will make a great sense about that particular or individual. It means जब भी लॉ बनता है उसका एक ही उद्देश्य होता है, चीज़ों को नियमित और तरीकेबद्ध से चलाना. इट मीन्स आप स्कूल आते हो, आपको पता होना चाहिए कि स्कूल के क्या प्रोटोकॉल्स हैं. विदाउट यूनिफॉर्म there will be no entry inside the school campus or periphery. So it is very much compulsory. Then second thing, if you will not appear for the examination, so I think you will not continue for the next class. Means everywhere there is a law, and it is your duty to follow that law. Otherwise it will make not such a kind of sense through which you can success in your life. Okay, so if you want to achieve in your life, so there must be some of the laws which is important. Okay, so that is there. So from ancient time laws are there. कल भी लॉ था, आज भी है, एंड कल और आज के बाद भविष्य में भी ये रहेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि नो वन डेमोक्रेसी, नो वन वर्ल्ड, नो वन फैमिली, नो वन स्टेट कैन सस्टेन विदाउट लॉज. देन द सेकेंड पॉइंट्स वी आर हैविंग, each kingdom in India tended to follow its own set of rule. Means you may have heard about Ashoka's, Chandragupta Maurya's rule, okay, and Sher Shah Suri's rule, and sometime you know about the Aurangzeb's rule. So they were the king, basically they were the king, and they were having special laws. Means the laws are made under the supervision of that particular king, and that was the you can say that was the also reflection of the law as per the king. जिस तरह का राजा होता था शायद उसी तरह का रिफ्लेक्शन किस में होता था, उनके कानून व्यवस्था में होती थी. चाहे आज आप देख लो, अगर नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी जो आपके प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं, हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं, उनके बारे में आप सोचो, 370 को अबॉलिश कर दिया गया. आर्टिकल 35A को फ्रीज कर दिया गया. Why? Because the rule because India is ruled by NDA government, National Democratic Alliance. नेशनल डेमोक्रेटिक मीन्स राष्ट्रीय जनतांत्रिक गठबंधन. यानी जो सरकार है इसका मुख्य उद्देश्य जो इनके जो मैनिफेस्टो थे, इन्होंने जो आपसे जो वादा किया था किस चीज़ इलेक्शन से पहले, उनमें उन्होंने इन चीज़ों को वादे के तौर पर रखा था. एंड ही इज़ ट्राइंग टू फुलफिल all the manifesto which is put before the election. Okay, so that is there. Means laws also varies king to king, person to person. आज इतने लॉ हैं, क्या आपको नहीं लगता कि मर्डर नहीं हो रहा है? उनको पता है कि 14 years का और लाइफ इम्प्रिजनमेंट हो सकता है, डिस्पाइट बिंग सच अ काइंड ऑफ इंसिडेंट्स आर टेकिंग प्लेस इन द सोसाइटी. सो हर चीज़ होने के बावजूद भी ये सभी चीज़ें हो रही है. तो नो नीड टू वरी, बट यू शुड नो अबाउट द लॉ. ओके, देन दिस रूल वॉज नॉट यूनिफॉर्म थ्रू आउट द नेशन. मीन्स जो रूल बनता था, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि प्रोविंसेस जो राजवाड़े जो थे वो लगभग 565 के आसपास थे. एंड उन राजवाड़ों में जितने भी राजा होते थे, एंड दे आर हैविंग देयर ओन एंड डिफरेंट रूल्स एंड सेट ऑफ रूल्स. Okay, so you cannot say that it was a single rule through which whole country can be run. It was not like that. Different kingdoms are having different set of rules. They were having different laws, and through which they were running their own provinces. So that was the condition in the ancient time. But what was the modern, development and achievement in the field of law? So that I will study. Yeah, then after the kingdom and provinces, there was, coming to the Britishers in India, and British colony also set up in India and some other also part of the world. But I'm talking in the reference of India. So in the reference of India, British colonial rule, a uniform system of administration was introduced, which necessitated that the country be brought under a common law. Means Britishers thought that if we are going to administer whole country, if we are going to rule over the whole country, so there must be a uniform law. It means there would be a single law from which we can control the whole nation, because India was the most populous nation at the time, okay, after the China. So it was very much challenging for the Britishers. If there will be no such a kind of law, then how they will able to control? So that was the condition with the Britishers. So Britishers thought that we must have to introduce one of the new law through which we can control the whole country. And the same problem was there with the kingdom of the country. जो किंग होते थे उनके साथ दिक्कत क्या थी कि वो राजबाड़ाओं में बटे हुए थे, और राजबाड़ाओं में बटने के कारण क्या हुआ था उन लोगों ने कि उनमें एक एकता नहीं थी. यूनिटी वॉज लैकिंग देयर, वहाँ पे यूनिटी की कमी थी, जिसकी वजह से वो क्या हो रहा था, यूनिटी की कमी की वजह से वो एक नहीं हो पा रहे थे. एकता थी लेकिन अखंडता नहीं थी. लेकिन ब्रिटिशर्स थॉट दैट इफ देयर विल बी अ सिंगल और यूनिफॉर्म सिस्टम ऑफ लॉ, देन administration, then whole country can be controlled. That was the motto. Then the British are often credited with introducing the rule of law in India. Means they credited multiple rules in India, and that we will study here. Means there is also some other aspects which is historians have refuted this on two grounds. जो हिस्टोरियंस थे उन्होंने दो तरह से इन्हें बांटा. ओके, किसको? ये जो मेकिंग लॉ है. फर्स्ट कि कॉलोनियल रूल वाज आर्बिट्ररी एंड अप्लाइड डिफरेंट लॉज फॉर द इंडियंस एंड द ब्रिटिश. मीन्स जो कॉलोनियल रूल था, ओके, इट वाज आर्बिट्ररी, ओके, एंड डिफरेंट लॉज ऑफ द इंडियंस इन द ब्रिटिश. सो जो दूसरा जो इनका कारण था और जो पहला कारण था कि कॉलोनियल रूल जो था इट वाज आर्बिट्ररी. आर्बिट्ररी का मतलब ये होता है कि अलग अलग लॉ से किसी चीज़ को एक जगह बांधना. सो अप्लाई डिफरेंट लॉज फॉर द इंडियंस एंड द ब्रिटिशर्स. ब्रिटिश के लिए उन्होंने अलग लॉ बनाया, इंडियंस के लिए अलग अलग लॉ बनाया, बिकॉज उनको पता था कि अलग अलग लॉ बनेंगे तभी कुछ होना संभव है. ओके, देन सेकेंड पॉइंट, ओके, इन दैट विच ऑन दैट ग्राउंड द हिस्टोरियंस डिवाइडेड. Indian nationalists played an important role in expanding the legal square in India. जो इंडियन नेशनलिस्ट थे उन्होंने सबसे ज़्यादा स्प्रेड किया लीगल लॉ को कहाँ पे, इंडिया में, ठीक है। जो नेशनलिस्ट थे, जो अपने राष्ट्रीय कार्यकर्ता थे, जो देश के हित के लिए देशभक्त थे, उन लोगों ने इसको अधिक से अधिक बढ़ाया, इनको बढ़ावा दिया, ठीक है। देन there were second aspects through which you can go. The Indian nationalists, through their protest and criticism, helped bring force into force law that included the ideas of justice. जो इंडियन नेशनलिस्ट थे, they through their protest, उन्होंने protest और criticism के माध्यम से क्या किया कि force laws into include their ideas of justice. वो न्याय का, justice का जो फॉर्मूला है उसको सेटअप किया। किस आधार पर? इस आधार पर कि उन्होंने प्रोटेस्ट किया कि न्याय सबको मिलना चाहिए। उसके बाद दूसरा क्या उन्होंने किया, आइडिया ऑफ जस्टिस के लिए उन्होंने क्रिटिसाइज़ किया कि गवर्नमेंट इज़ अनेबल टू फुलफिल द लॉ एंड नॉर्म्स ऑफ द जस्टिस, सो दैट वाज आल्सो वन ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम, ओके। एंड with the help of criticism and protest, they were able to force or include the ideas of justice. Then a number of nationalists were themselves लॉयर्स। उसमें जो अधिकतम नेशनलिस्ट थे वो क्या थे, लॉयर थे, वो एक अधिवक्ता थे, वो एक क्या थे, वकील थे। देन व्हाट हैपेंड, एज अ रिजल्ट दे स्टार्टेड यूजिंग द लॉज टू डिफेंड द लीगल राइट्स ऑफ इंडियंस। उन्होंने क्या किया, उनको तो लॉ की जानकारी थी, और जितने भी नेशनलिस्ट थे, चाहे वो बी आर अम्बेडकर साहब हो, नेहरू जी हो, या फिर गांधी जी हो, ये सभी के सभी क्या थे, लॉयर थे। इनको लगा कि अब इंडिया में लोगों को न्याय दिलाने के लिए वी शुड डिफेंड विद द हेल्प ऑफ लीगल राइट्स ऑफ इंडियंस। सो इंडियन जजेस एंड देयर डिसीजंस आल्सो ग्रेजुअली केम टू बी एक्सेप्टेड इन द कॉलोनियल कोर्ट्स। अंडरस्टूड? जो भी इंडियन जजेस थे और जो उनका डिसीजन था, इट वॉज ग्रेजुअली केम टू द एक्सेप्टेड इन द कॉलोनियल कोर्ट्स। वो कॉलोनियल कोर्ट्स में आ गए, एंड दस उसके बाद द पार्टिसिपेशन ऑफ इंडियंस इन डिफरेंट वेज हेल्प इन द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द रूल ऑफ लॉ इन इंडिया। जो नेशनलिस्ट थे, अब उनके हिसाब से जो इंडिया में थे वो लॉ बनना शुरू हो गया। इट मीन्स ब्रिटिशर्स वर हैविंग द डिफरेंट आइडिया ऑफ मेकिंग लॉज, वेयर एज द इंडियन नेशनलिस्ट वर हैविंग different kind of idea for making the laws, okay. And with the help of the protest and criticism, they were able to make such a kind of changes in the development of rule of law in the India, okay. So that was about the development history of lawmaking in India. Then in the hands of nationalist leader that the constitution was drafted. As you know, the constitution was drafted by the B R Ambedkar, Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi. They were all lawyers, okay. जो संविधान भी बनाया गया, उनकी जो ड्राफ्टिंग किया था उसको किसने किया था, डॉक्टर बी आर अम्बेडकर साहब ने किया था, द फादर ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। उसके बाद नेहरू जी थे, गांधी जी थे, और भी बहुत सारे लोग थे। उन लोगों ने मिलकर ड्राफ्ट किया, and whose understanding of law helps us create a constitution that became the foundation for all future laws. It means they were having the basic ideas about the making of laws, because ultimately they were leaders as well as they were lawyers, okay. They were lawyers. That was, it helped a lot to them while they were framing or drafting the constitution. They were also taking care about the generation, and they were also taking care about the future. They are also trying to sort out the problems of Indians with the help of the constitution, okay. So that was there, and today our representatives in the parliament pass several laws every year. आज आप देखते हैं, चाहे वो लोकसभा हो या राज्यसभा हो, several you can say that several laws passed on the daily basis, okay, as per the requirement. And every year several parliament used to pass several laws. Why? because it is the requirement of the time. Understood? They also revise the existing ones to meet the needs of the contemporary times. Contemporary times means the people is having the different requirements about the laws, and the laws are made by the parliamentarian, and they are having the rights, and as per the requirement they are trying to make the laws, and these laws are very much important while someone is having any such a kind of problem, and the normal laws can't provide them the justice, okay, and the laws which is not mentioned in the law book and still there is requirement, then the law will automatically come with the help of parliamentarian. So I hope I'm able to make you clear till now. Then you can see here justice, it is one of the you can say that hammer which is used by the lawyer to provide the justice, okay. Its sound is very important while judges are giving such a kind of decision about any kind of cases, okay. Then there is second points in the subject in your chapter, that is making the laws. The question that arises is how do the new laws came into existence. क्वेश्चन ये आता है कि नया लॉ किस तरह से अपने एग्जिस्टेंस में आ रहा है. The demand for the new laws comes from the needs of the society. As you know, I have already told you multiple times, several times, the laws are always made as per the requirement of the time. If there is a requirement, then the law will automatically come with the help of parliamentarian and representatives, okay. They used to make the law as per the need of the society. One taxation system, that is GST, also came into the existence. Then also several amendments also took place. So this question can be justified that arises, how do new law come into existence, नया law कैसे existence में आता है. Then you can understand the demand for the new laws comes from the needs of the society. समाज की आवश्यकताओं के हिसाब से कानून आ रहे हैं और बन रहे हैं, ठीक है. Then the different groups in the society raise the need, for a law. It is the task of the legislature to understand this need and propose new laws that meet the requirements of the people. Means different groups are having the different type of justice as per your religion, caste, creeds, place. It also varies, okay. And it is the task of the legislature to understand this need and the purpose new laws that meet the requirement of the people. Means it is compulsory to understand about the laws, about the needs of the people. If it is very much needed for the people, then legislature should understand about that particular law, and that really helps, okay, to the people after making the laws. So you can say, understand in this way, laws can be made with the help of legislature, and legislature should understand about the laws and the requirement of the basic requirements of the society and the people. If the problem can be justified, then there must be law, okay. So that is there. Then one and very foremost term for the example I am taking, that is the regulating wages. Wages का मतलब होता है भत्ता. जितना आप काम करते हैं उतनी आपकी तनख्वाह और उतनी आपकी वेतन बनता है, उतना भत्ता बनता है. सो वेजेस के बारे में क्या है कि द इशू of fixation of minimum, the issue of fixation of minimum, okay, wages gains importance in the country like India, where millions of people are employed in various sectors with no collective bargaining power. It means जो minimum wages जो gains करते हैं fixation उसका करना है, it is a very important in the country like India, जहाँ millions of the people, लाखों लोग employed हैं बहुत से अलग अलग sector in the various sectors with no collective bargaining power, जहाँ पे कोई भी ऐसा नहीं कि आप कलेक्टिव पावर उसमें नहीं हो, ठीक है, ऐसा है. देन द कंसेप्ट ऑफ मिनिमम वेजेस फर्स्ट इमर्स्ड विद रेफरेंस टू द remuneration of Indian workers employed in industries where they were paid less than similar types of labor in other industries. It means if you are working in a private sector, so there is no such a kind of security about the wages. If you are on the same designation, same rank, it doesn't mean that you will get the same salary. Whereas in the government sector, if you are employed, then the same salary will be there for the same rank or the same people who is employed in the same department. So such a kind of problem was there. And then the concept of minimum wages first emerged in India, okay, to reference to the remuneration of Indian workers employed in the industries. जो भी industries में काम करते थे उनके हिसाब से वो किया गया. Then workers also employed in the industries where they were paid less than the similar types of labor, okay, in other industries. Suppose someone is in the MNC multinational company, so they are getting handsome salary. If there's someone is employed or someone is working in the small or the vendor company, so they are having less income or less salary, less remuneration. So it is the regulating wages. So for that purpose, different regulating wages companies are there. So okay, to provide the justice, there are certain laws, okay, in this book, and that book helps a lot to the people of the country from where they can get the justice. So first Wages Act was the Payment of Wages Act 1936. It was act before independence. Independence से पहले का ये एक एक्ट है 1936 का कि पेमेंट ऑफ वेजेस का जो पेमेंट है वो किस तरह से किया जाना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए. So all that provisions we will study here. So 1936 Payment of Wages Act is having some of the objectives, and that objectives can be studied with the help of that slide, which tells us to ensure regular and prompt payment of wages and to prevent the exploitation of the wages earner by prohibiting fines and deductions from his wages, to regulate the payment of wages of a certain classes of employed person. It is having the objective to regulate the payment of wages of certain class of the people. It can be protect certain classes of the employment, also ensure regular prompt payment of wages and prevent the exploitation of wages. If you are working somewhere and they are denying to payment to you, then it is a part of Payment of Wages Act, okay, and they are trying to violate Payment of Wages Act. Understood? And in this Payment of Wages Act, it is especially made to the people whomsoever is employed in the different industries, but they are unable to get the chance and the opportunity to earn the salary, and they are not getting salary on the time, and sometimes company and the vendors also used to deny to giving the payment. Okay, so that is about the Payment Wages Act 1936. So what is that Payment Wages Act 1936? Early efforts to fix minimum wages for workers would be seen in the passage of Payment of Wages Act. It means early efforts to fix minimum wages. सबसे पहले कि जो minimum wages है उसको fix करना था, and for that purpose it was passage of it can be seen in the Payment of Wages Act 1936, and the main provisions of the acts can be studied here. It regulates the payment of wages ये रेगुलेट करता है पेमेंट ऑफ वेजेस नॉट लेटर देन 7th डे, 7 दिन से अधिक नहीं, फ्रॉम द लास्ट डे ऑफ द वेजेस पीरियड। अगर आपका काम 7 दिन किए हुए हो गया है तो उसके बाद आपको पेमेंट को कोई रोक नहीं सकता है, वो मिलना चाहिए। इट इज़ फॉर फैक्ट्री एंड एम्प्लॉइंग लेस देन द 1000 एम्प्लॉयज़ एंड 10th डे फॉर द फैक्ट्रीज एक्सीडेंट 1000 एम्प्लॉयज़। इट मीन्स जो पहले था वो क्या था, 7 दिन के बाद कभी भी आप आकर के जो 7th डे है ले सकते हैं अगर एम्प्लॉय 10,000 हो। और जो 1000 से अधिक फैक्ट्री में काम कर रहा है तो वो 10th डे फॉर द फैक्ट्रीज एक्सीडेंट 1000 एम्प्लॉय। अगर 1000 एम्प्लॉय है तो 10वें दिन तक वो पेमेंट हो जाना चाहिए काम ख़त्म होने के बाद तक। देन वेजेस आर टू बी पेड इन कैश इन करंट करेंसी विद इन द वर्किंग आवर्स। ये पेड होना चाहिए कैश में। एट दैट टाइम देयर वर नो सच अ काइंड ऑफ प्रोविजंस फॉर पेटीएम, पे फोन पे, गूगल पे, दिस वाज नॉट लाइक दैट। सो it tells us about only you can say that the cash in current currency means whatever currency is there in the current, then it can be paid, but there is also certain limitations that was it would be like in cash. Then only authorized deduction can be subtracted from the adventures। सिर्फ जो आपने ऑथराइज़ किया है, चाहे वो प्रोविडेंट फंड हो या किसी और भी कोई फंड हो, उसके लिए अगर पैसे काट रहे, अगर वो ऑथराइज्ड है, देन यू कैन डिडक्ट, यू कैन सब्सट्रैक्ट फ्रॉम द एडवेंचर, उनके सैलरी से काट सकते हैं। वर्कर्स आर टू बी इशूड वेजेस स्लिप्स गिविंग ऑल द डिटेल्स ऑफ देयर अर्न वेजेस अलॉन्ग विद द वेजेस। वर्कर्स को उनके काम का ब्यौरा जो है डिटेल्स के साथ उनको सैलरी देना चाहिए और ऑल द डिटेल्स ऑफ अर्न वेजेस अलॉन्ग विद द वेजेस, वेजेस के साथ यानी भत्ता और वेतन के साथ उनको उसकी जानकारी देनी चाहिए। आप इतना काम किया तो इतना मिला, इतना करेंगे तो इतना मिला, ठीक है। सो आई थिंक फॉर टुडे इट इज़ इनफ एंड फाइन्स कैन बी इम्पोज्ड एज पर द रूल्स स्पेसिफाइड। फ़ाइन भी किया जा सकता है अगर रूल को वायलेट करते हैं और जो रूल कहता है उसके हिसाब से, ठीक है। सो आई थिंक फॉर टुडे इट इज़ इनफ। We will continue with from the next class, and in that next class we will study about the Minimum Wages Act 1948. Okay, so we will study in the next class the Minimum Wages Act 1948. Okay, after the independence of India, labor law, Indian judiciary notes also tells us, and in that we will study about the Minimum Wages Act 1948. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर वॉचिंग। आप लोग घर पे पढ़ें, अच्छे से पढ़ें, सीखते रहें। एग्ज़ाम बहुत नज़दीक है। यू ऑल्सो हैव टू प्रिपेयर फॉर द हाफ ईयरली एग्ज़ाम। इफ़ यू विल नॉट appear in the half yearly exam, then it will be very difficult to go in the next class. So it's my humble request, please prepare well and try to understand about the exam pattern and prepare well and appear for the exam if you want to go in the next class. If you don't want to drop the class, please appear in the examination. Thank you very much for watching.